Under the patronage of Lieutenant General Dr. Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, Bahrain Medical Investment and Therapeutic Tourism Conference and Exhibition was inaugurated. The two-day event was attended by 200 participants, representing 25 public and private health institutions. The conference was an opportunity to highlight national initiatives to strengthen the health sector and the National Health Insurance Program, which aims to further improve health services.
الحقيقة البحرين كانت مقصد للعلاج الحقيقة من أول بداية القرن هذه بتوفر المستشفيات فيها وما زالت الحقيقة تجذب الكثير من الناس لأن الناس ابتدوا يكون عندهم ثقة بالبحرين، بالإضافة إلى أن المؤسسات الصحية البحرينية قديمة والتعليم الطبي في البحرين قديم بحيث عندنا كفاءات عالية وتجهيزات جيدة ونظم تضبط المواضيع هذه كلها، فكل هذه حقها هي مقومات لجذب السياحة العلاجية والعلاج في الخارج، لكن بعد نحن نحتاج إلى تطويرها لأن القضية هي أن تبي تقدم خدمات ممتازة وجيدة في نفس الوقت تكون أسعارها معقولة، وهذا هو التحقيق التركيز على الموضوع. ونهر الحقيقة تعمل على كل هالأعمال من ناحية تضبيط مسائل العاملين في الخدمات الطبية من ناحية ترخيصهم وشهاداتهم، بالإضافة للترخيص المستشفيات وإمكانياتها وأسعارها، هاي كلها حقيقة ظروف تساعد على السياحة العلاجية.
The Supreme Council of Health has ensured the sustainability of health services, attracting medical investments, strengthening the kingdom's position on the medical tourism map, and ensuring the comprehensive development of the health services system in line with the directives of the leadership and the objectives of Bahrain Economic Vision 2030.
We are actually very happy today to have such a conference which is talking about medical tourism and investment in the health, mainly medical and health field in Bahrain. We know that the infrastructure in Bahrain is really something that's very solid, and we have been recognized by worldwide, mainly even prices and worldwide as the WHO and other accreditations, for example the Canadian accreditation for Ministry of Health, that's saying that Bahrain have a very good infrastructure, but still the gaps are there and opportunities mainly for improvement is there. And such a conference is going with our strategy and our view, our vision about 2030, and even actually the strategic planning for health strategy for 2016 until 2025. It's really actually an added value today to have this conference because of this different expertise from all around the world, and even actually from the local. It will add on the strategy that we are planning. Mainly that we have we have the investment opportunities for many let us say fields, for example the training, for medical training, for new hospitals, for the insurance, and even actually the IT which is related for the health sector, virtual, even actually treatment, whatever actually the new fields mainly, and medical tourism. The thing that Bahrain is very well actually recognized to have tourism in general. And I think that the opportunity for getting it as a medical travel and tourism investment in the health field is something that will have to be at the first, let us say, in our vision for the next future. Thanks actually for Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdullah. He's actually the one who's actually a good leader, and his patronage today is something that will add for us. Ministry of Health from the minister and also all the people working in Ministry of Health. And a special thanks for whom organizing for such actually conference in Bahrain and getting all the involved people and the expertise in this conference.
The conference was held in partnership with Temkeen, the Supreme Council of Health, the Ministry of Health, the National Health Regulatory Authority, the Military Hospital, King Hamad University Hospital, and Bahrain Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Medical fields in Bahrain have had a long reputation and have developed over time, and we have a high degree of capability in Bahrain. It's a natural step to go towards marketing ourselves as a medical tourism center. The key point is putting our hands with the public and private sector together to develop this and to share with the rest of the area that we have these capabilities and market ourselves appropriately.
Participants in the conference discussed a number of topics, including ways to transform the Kingdom of Bahrain into a destination for therapeutic tourism, the role of the Supreme Council of Health and the National Regulatory Authority in stimulating health investments, as well as enhancing the competitiveness of the private health sector and its impact on supporting medical tourism, as well as enhancing the competitiveness of the private health sector and its impact on supporting medical tourism.
It's a great opportunity to have this conference at this time where Bahrain is observing and moving towards a comprehensive reform in its healthcare system. Now we are moving towards health insurance and the independence of the autonomy of the government sector, where the government facility will be partners and competitors in providing the health, and these all will be monitored on their performance. Now Bahrain's situation is very unique, where we have an independent authority, that is the National Health Regulatory Authority, where all the health sector, both private and government, are regulated by this authority. We have a complete set of regulations, and we have two initiatives that we announced during this the opening ceremony, where we will have an office dedicated fully for the investors, where they can come and explore what are the opportunities and what are the procedures. And again, there will be an online icon also for them under investors guidance, where all the information they need will be available. I wish all participants the successful events, and it's a good opportunity to network with both the private and the government sector.
Lieutenant General Dr. Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdullah Al Khalifa paid a visit to the associated exhibition, in which 25 parties from the public and private sectors, King Abdullah Medical City and the Arabian Gulf University are taking part.
Labor and Social Development Ministry held the graduation ceremony of the 20th batch of the Students of Rehabilitation, Academic and Vocational Rehabilitation Center for this school year, 2018 to 2019, at Sheikhan Al-Farsi Comprehensive Speech Center. Patronized by the Labor and Social Development Minister and Chairman of the High Committee for Disabled People Care, Jamil bin Muhammad Ali Hmeidan. The ceremony was attended by the committee members, representatives of NGOs related to people with disabilities, and the graduates as parents.
اليوم طبعا فرحة كبيرة بتخريج أبنائنا وبناتنا من معاهد التأهيل التابعة لوزارة العمل والتنمية الاجتماعية، من ذوي العزائم، من ذوي المعاقين. حقيقة اليوم أكملوا مرحلة الدراسة الثانوية بكل جد ومثابرة، وحققوا نجاحات ملحوظة وتغلبوا على الصعوبات الذهنية والجسدية التي كانوا يعانون منها. اليوم احتفلنا بهم، وسوف تنتظر الكثير منهم فرص عمل واعدة في سوق العمل أو في معاهد تأهيلية متقدمة، وأثبتوا بأن ليس هناك عجز وليس هناك إعاقة. هم حققوا نجاحات ملحوظة، وإن شاء الله ينتظرهم مستقبل زاهر أيضاً.
Graduation certificates were presented to 42 graduates and 4 outstanding students who graduated last year were honored for their distinction in the labor market. He pointed out that a total of 393 students have graduated from the rehabilitation, academic, and vocational centers over the past 5 years, adding that most of the graduates have succeeded in joining the labor market, and some of them have even launched their own enterprises, and he stressed the ministry's constant keenness to enhance the quality of the output of education and training of students with special needs.
Plastic pollution has become a worldwide critical environmental issue, as plastic has toxic pollutants that damage the environment and cause land, water, and air pollution. It can take hundreds or even thousands of years for plastic to break down, so the damage to the environment is long-lasting.
Our target is to lower the production of waste, and the only way is to minimize it from the minimize the utilization and the production of the plastic. Also, plastic itself, it has been classified recently through Basel Convention for the movement of hazardous waste between countries, which means that there are some certain precautions that need to be taken before doing any export or import process of plastic waste or scrap. And each country need to follow the importing country rules in this regard, and there are certain forms to be filled and reporting to be done. And recently this year also we have issued a ministerial order that banned the import of any plastic scrap to the country.
Bahrain has started to react with many rules and regulations to reduce plastic waste. Bahrain Chamber of Commerce and Industry, in cooperation with the Supreme Council for Environment and the Ministry of Industry, Commerce and Tourism, today conducted a seminar to raise the awareness of plastic manufacturers and suppliers of the technical regulations and provide them with guidelines.
We need to clean our environment. We need to be very moderated in using plastics. We need to educate our community and our families and kids and children regarding using plastic bags wherever they are.
We jointly work together and to see what is the best fit for Bahrain to impose a new regulation to deal with the plastic items. So we have the Ministerial Order number 11 for 2019. It was issued in the beginning of this year in January, and it gives 6 months to implement it. So to make it a good success story, we have tried to implement it on a very limited scope, which is for the single-use plastic bags. Once we implement it and we see how success it goes, how the importers and the manufacturers are able to fulfill the requirements, then we can go to more wider scopes. This is to enable all the major role players to abide with the regulation.
Clean Up Bahrain is an initiative as an NGO to raise environmental awareness. It was founded by Ali Al-Qasir and Ruqayya Hashim, two local Bahrainis, in 2016, and they were awarded with the Mufada Al-Zayani Prize for the most active NGO in Bahrain in 2016. And in 2017 we started together to have the campaign A Wave of Change to raise environmental awareness within the Bahrain society. It was an initial good step to control at least the production and the import and export of plastic. But nevertheless, it could be only the first step, because in the long run, obviously, they need to ban of plastic bags, single-use plastic. Plastic is not a bad material. It's durable and useful for the society, but it needs to be properly treated after it was used. And one-time use items, anyhow, are not really sustainable, so this must be banned.
Disposable plastic bags is only the first step of a long journey towards a better environment. Plastic pollution has become one of the most critical environmental issues worldwide. In this regard, Bahrain should react. Bahrain Chamber of Commerce and Industry today conducts an awareness-raising seminar for plastic importers and manufacturers regarding new guidelines for using plastic. Reporting for Bahrain International, I'm Heba Abdul Ghaffar.